Alright, what's up guys? So I want to make a really quick video about deadlifts. The reason being is because I love deadlifts. Deadlifts are amazing, but people make a whole lot of mistakes on deadlifts. And whenever you're in the gym for about 8 to 10 hours a day, you see all these mistakes, and then you hear people saying stuff like, oh, deadlifts are bad for your back, deadlifts are bad for your hips, whatever it is. You know how people say crazy things because they're doing the exercise improperly, and if you do it improperly, it actually is bad for your back. But if you do it correctly, it's probably one of the best exercises you can do to build back strength and total body strength in general. So what I want to do is go through 5 of the most common mistakes that I see every single day with the deadlift. So number 1, the biggest mistake, or one of the biggest mistakes I see, is improper footwear. So people come in to do deadlifts and they've got tennis shoes on, basketball shoes on, something like that. The thing is, those types of shoes have a whole lot of cushion in them, so the foot moves around a lot. It's very unstable. And you also can't transfer force through the ground as efficiently as possible because there's a layer of cushion in between your foot and the ground. So that one's the easiest one to fix. All you do is take off your shoes, get you some deadlift slippers, buy you some Converse. Those are really good to deadlift in because they got a really flat sole. But I tend to, especially if I'm at my house, it's not frowned upon here in the garage, so I'll take my shoes off. The second biggest mistake that I see on the deadlift is your hips shooting up. So for example, you get down in your deadlift position, so you're here to start, and then the first thing that happens is boom, hips pop up, and then you're pulling pretty much just with your lower back. So I think the biggest reason why people do that, I think there's a few reasons. One of the biggest reasons is really simple. I think people just set up in a really bad position. So people will always get their hips down way too low, and I think that comes from the misconception that you must, it's all about your legs, don't lift with your back, things like that. No. So it's not a squat, it's a deadlift. So you're not going to be way down like a squat with your hips low. It's more of a hinge, so your hips are going to be up a little bit higher. So let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. So, for example, people will get here, and they'll get way down there like that, because they're trying to get their hips really low, because they've been told to use their legs, or whatever reason. First thing that happens, boom, hips shoot up, and then the bar comes up. So the easy way to fix that is you're going to set up in a better position. So, you're going to go here, keep your hips up a little bit higher, you're already in a good position, and then you just pull. Like that. And then it's going to make for a whole lot more efficient exercise. You also hear people all the time, they'll say that your hips are shooting up for different reasons, like maybe they say that you got weak quads, you got a weak back, or whatever it is. Wrong. All those things could be a reason. It could also be because you're not getting tight enough to your core, but the most common reason is because people are just starting in a bad position with their hips too low. The third biggest mistake, I gotta check my board, I wrote it down up here so I can remember them. People do not take the tension out of the bar. So when you get in the deadlift position, actually I'll leave it like this. So as you can see, when I pull up on this bar here, you see how it kind of like bends or kind of gives a little bit, like that. So when you're getting in your position to deadlift, you want to make sure that you're kind of pulling up on the bar a little bit and using it to kind of squeeze your chest into a good position. And that's just going to get everything really tight. So for example, again, a lot of people, they'll just go like this, they'll just kind of go down to the bar, boom, and they just like lift up the bar. And that's why people injure their backs, because they're not doing a good job getting into good spinal extension, T-spine extension, all that. So instead, what I want you to do, you're going to get in position, and you're just going to kind of tug up on the bar a little bit. So you'll hear the sound. And then it just tightens everything in your body, takes the tension out of the bar, and then you want to pull it. The fourth biggest mistake is the bar is too far in your feet, too far in front of your toes. So if you're starting off with the bar way out in front of your feet, you're already starting off from a bad position in the beginning. It's just gonna, because no matter what, when the bar comes off the ground, it has to be over the center of your feet. So one way or another, it's going to get there before you lift it off the ground. And it's just a lot easier and a lot friendlier on your lower back. And you're using the correct muscles to do the work if you're keeping the bar over the center of your foot. So if you're looking at it from the side, the bar should be right over the center of your feet, directly in the center. So it's cutting, so one side of your foot is on one half of the bar, the other side of the foot is on the other half of the bar. And that's just going to be the most efficient line of pull for you. That's your body's center of gravity. And our goal is to keep the bar over that center of mass the whole entire time. The fifth thing, number 5, is people go into lumbar hyperextension at lockout. So, for example, they're here, they come up, boom, and they lean all the way back like that, and they're really extending through their lower back and their spine. So all you have to do when you finish the deadlift is just squeeze your abs or hump the bar. So when you come up, it's just going to be boom, right there, and that's it. So you should be standing pretty much straight up tall. You're not leaning back. You don't have to do all that jazz. It's literally just come up, boom, stand up tall. I probably left out a couple things. That's what happens when you do the whole video with no editing and all that stuff. But anyways, if you have any questions, just let me know. Hopefully that helps a little bit.